single time.
I know it. We get on that tangent, and it's like, oh, by the way.
5 minutes into a conversation, we're like, we should push the button. It's about time. It's live. Oh my goodness. Oh, I should stop the music too, so we don't get flagged for music and everything else. Don't mind if I just turn off 98 degrees there.
Sorry, Nick Lachey.
Is that the
Nothing
one
personal.
he's from?
Yeah, I think so.
And he was the honeymooners, right? Not the honeymooners. The newlyweds, right? With Jessica Simpson.
Yeah, with Jessica Simpson. Yeah. That was her.
Oh my
Yep.
God, that's so
That was
funny.
them.
All right, my phone. I don't know if I'm gonna need that. I'll leave that over there. I like to have my yep. You you say hello to the people. You look great.
What's up, everybody? That's funny. So, how's it going out there? It's a little crazy here. Oh, you
wanted
got
to
your
go get-
mask. I got
Yeah, I
mine
wanted
too.
to go get my
That's so
mask
funny.
because I like to have it when I do the Hunziker bit, and there's nobody here,
Yeah.
so of course I haven't been wearing it today. But
Yeah.
so I wanted to at least have that ready.
Those are
Okay, now I
so
think
much
I'm
more
good.
comfy than like the blue, like medical ones that we got at the airlines that they gave us. Those are fantastic.
These don't
I
scratch your
love mine.
face. Even with a beard, they
Yeah.
don't scratch your face. It's great.
They're great. I know it. I know it. Yeah.
All right.
They are fantastic.
Let's start. It's two
Let's
two
start
minutes
the
in,
show.
almost a minute and a half in. Let's start the show. All right. Welcome back to the playset to my friend at home. Hi there. How are you? Welcome back. It's Tuesdays with Tory. Today is Tuesday, August 25th, 2020. Thank you so much for being here and deciding to join us in the playset and hang out tonight. Tuesdays with Tory is, of course, hosted by Jay Ryan, myself, and this guy right here, Mr. Tory Alonzo. What's up, brother? Coming in
What's up,
from
brother?
Pittsburgh.
Tuesday edition on a Tuesday. What's up?
Live via satellite, Tory Alonzo. It's good stuff. Let's see if I can do our usual deal here. There we are, bring it in. And let's see. Tonight, I guess we're going to be talking about what's been going on with both of us. We have not had a chance to catch up very much in the last week, so we're going to be finding out what we've both been up to this week. We're going to be talking about our rabbit holes, what we've been viewing, etc. Talk about the Indy 500 for a minute because my shirt may denote the winner. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. Groundhog Day in Pittsburgh, and also, is it the end of Facebook Marketplace? Maybe it should be. All that and more tonight on Tuesdays with Tory edition of the late night playset. Buddy, I know I say it every week. It's one of my favorite parts of the week. I totally look forward to this. You're
is.
one of my favorite people. This is one of my favorite things to do. I'm thrilled that I get to do it with you. How the hell you been, bro?
Same here, man. Same here. It's definitely the highlight of my week now that I'm still not flying anymore. And I'm good, man. Just the same thing. It legit feels like Groundhog Day. Like every morning I wake up, I make coffee, I go out on the back deck, I, watch the deer, I let the dogs run around. It's like wash,
Some would
rinse,
call what you're
repeat,
doing
same thing
paradise.
every day. What's that?
Some would call what you're doing paradise. That sounds
Yeah,
like
they
an
would.
absolutely perfect existence to me.
It is. It's great if you like aren't doing it every single day. But like, I need variety
It's the perfect
in my
existence for
life.
the first 3 months.
It is like, yeah, because I really, in reality, I've been doing this since April, I think. I think April was the last trip that I actually flew with Southwest. And then my 6 month leave hasn't even started yet. That starts September 1st. So,
Oh, seriously?
yeah, so I haven't even started that leave yet, which
I
is
thought we were
crazy.
halfway through
So,
that already.
it sure feels like I should be, but I'm not even close, man. So, but I mean, I can't complain. It's great, I mean, like money's not an issue, knock on wood right now. So like,
Yeah,
I'm still
thank
getting
God.
paid to like basically stay at home. So I mean, I have it a lot better than a lot of people right now. So I really shouldn't complain. But you know me, like I'm a tinkerer. I love to, mess with stuff and fix on
Yeah,
cars and
you've
stuff.
got an
And
active mind. So if
yeah,
you're
and
not
I'm
tinkering on something, you're thinking about what you
I'm
want to
going
tinker on.
crazy. Yeah, exactly. And like all my cars are working. So like everything starts, everything
Nothing to
like I
fix.
changed the oil on everything. All the valves are adjusted on everything I own. So it's like, oh my God, I'm just twiddling my thumbs.
And
So
silly you just sold your one project car. You
I
had one
did I
project car
sold
to go, and you chucked it.
I did, but it just didn't make sense to keep pouring money into that car when I've got a like probably one of the most beautiful Yugos in existence still,
Right next
left.
to it.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
like, what's the point? I kind of wanted something different, and so yeah. but I still don't regret selling the Yugo. But I do like so now I'm on Facebook Marketplace all the time looking for stuff, and
I was going to ask, are you still looking for bugs?
I'm looking for a little bit of everything. So
Okay.
I think I told you a couple of weeks ago I had contacted this lady that listed it's a ceramic green 1960 ragtop Beetle
Hmm.
with the big sliding sunroof, and I
And
love
then she
those. Those are
ghosted
great.
you.
Yeah, she totally ghosted me. Then she came back like I think Sunday night. She messaged me back.
Hang
She's
on,
like, "You're
this is
welcome
new
to."
information.
Yeah.
Last week
Oh
when we
yeah.
checked in with this story, it was still nothing. She was not
Still
responding to
ghosted.
anything,
Yeah.
and we
Yeah.
speculated that somebody probably came in with a big amount and just
Yeah.
hauled it away.
That's what I thought. Yeah. So Sunday
So she
night,
calls you or
well,
whatever.
messaged me on the Facebook Marketplace, the Messenger or whatever. So I get a message Sunday night, and she's like, "It's still available if you want to come check it out." So she messaged me at like 8:57. I happened to be on Facebook looking at other cars at the time. I messaged her right back at 8:58 and was like, "Yes, that'd be awesome. I've got all week. I'm free. Can I come look at the car tomorrow?" Nothing since then. And that was Sunday night. I'm like, so I guess I have to wait another 2 weeks to get directions to her place. I don't
She
know.
may be
It's
like
like,
me. Like, I don't, that Facebook Messenger shit either doesn't get through from other people, or it's not on my phone, so I only check it when I'm on the computer anyway. But like,
maybe
I think
so.
there's a hidden
Maybe so.
folder somebody said. I don't know. It's
Yeah, I
possible
don't
that
know.
like some people just don't get there very often.
She may not. So I mean, obviously she doesn't. She's not in any big hurry to sell this car because she checks it every 2 weeks. But so
Well, in the next one, I would just say, absolutely send me a date and time and I'll be there, or a
yeah, and I
location
left
and a
my
time and I'll be there.
I left my cell number too. So like when she does get this group of messages, she can at least like text me or call me or whatever and just say,
That's
hey,
smart.
where are we at with this? And then yesterday there was a don't laugh. It was a 78 924 that got listed for 2 grand, and it was in a garage. It looked like a really really nice car, and those are starting to get kind of
I know.
up there in value.
It's
Whatever.
crazy.
I've never been a fan of 924s or 944s really for that matter. I know you had one. Like I'd be
I
down
had a
for a
944
turbo.
turbo. In my mind, they were different. I didn't like the 944 either. Somehow the body
The
looked bulky.
proportions
There
look
was a
better on a
different
turbo.
thing with the 944, and it was the little flares and things.
Absolutely. That's exact
The
and
turbo
the little
guy.
NACA duct in the hood, like on the 924s I love. Like so those have got little extra grills and stuff in the front. Like the 924 turbos look awesome. I've never been a fan of the 924 just base. But anyway, this car got listed for like 2 grand and it looked really, really nice. And the fact that it was in a garage like spoke to me because most of the cars that you see around here, they've been sitting in a field for like 20 years and they still want that much
Mm.
money for them. So, I
But this one was
contacted him.
actually
I was like,
protected indoors. I get your point.
exactly. Like makes me think that someone cared about the car or whatever. And it sounded like it'd been sitting for a while, but like it would run. And so contacted that guy. I was like, hey, I'm looking for a winter project. That might fit the bill. Can you tell me a little bit more about it? Nothing. Nothing back. It's like, geez, man. Like, and I know it's not sold or it did sell and they're just not updating their ads by pulling them or deleting them after it's been sold off. But I'm tired of the shenanigans because I've looked at so many of these stupid ads now that I know everybody's little hustle, and one of the hustles is to put like $1,200, okay, for a car that looks really nice, and then you click on it, you read the ad, and they're like, "Oh, Facebook wouldn't let me put the full value, so it's $12,000," and it's like this total bait
Womp
and switch
womp.
thing. Yeah, I don't like that. Like, it's stupid. So people do that. People will put free on like a crappy looking project car to make you click on it, and then they're like, "Oh, it wouldn't let me select the price, so the price is $5,500 or whatever." It's like I'm so sick of it. But now, like I would say, like 5 to 10 years ago, Craigslist was like the place to find cars like that, like project cars and stuff. But now they've started charging people for car ads on Craigslist. I didn't
Oh,
realize
seriously?
this.
Like eBay Motors, kind of?
Yeah, so you have to like pay. I think it's just like a flat rate, but it's enough of a charge that people don't want to do it anymore. So they've gone over to the Facebook Marketplace because it's still free there. But that's why you're not getting a lot of, at least in my neck of the woods in Pennsylvania. There's just like hardly any cars listed on the Craigslist app anymore, and it's all scams anyway now. Like I've sold parts on Craigslist, and people will say, "Oh, I need to make sure you're you. I'm going to send you this 6-digit code," and then they like somehow steal your email identity. It's like I can't with that anymore. So I don't even bother going on Craigslist anymore. It's just a scam. But I don't know. I'm quickly seeing that Facebook has its own little things to navigate as well, which are not fun. So.
I feel like it's the internet these days. I feel like
it is. It totally is. It's just everyone's trying to rip you off at every corner. It seems like it's so stupid. Yeah.
Yeah. Once the net neutrality thing was over, maybe my friend at home knows what I'm talking about here. It felt like it's no longer a safe space. It's no longer. We're not just. All existing in this space together anymore. It's now like, oh no, it's dog eat dog, and this is only for business. The internet is only for business, and it's not for knowledge anymore. In fact, you're going to have to start paying for the knowledge. It's, you know what I mean? It kind of
totally
like anything good.
Yep, I know everything good gets screwed up. It does. So yeah, that's a bummer. So I'm still without a project car, but I'm still looking. We'll see. Maybe in 2 weeks, this lady will text me back again. I don't have high hopes for this ragtop Beetle because it looks like it's been sitting outside for a long time. Like I looked at the license plate. It's got Ohio plates on it because it's across the border over in Ohio. And I looked at the license plates that it has, and that style license plate was used in Ohio from 1980 to 1984. So that car has been sitting since the early 80s probably. So I'm sure it needs a ton of rust repair and stuff.
Do you mean the sticker on it or the type of plate in general?
The type of license plate. Yeah.
Yeah, but they might not have changed that plate, right? I mean, people out here have classic plates all the time. In fact, you pay a lot more if you find a California car with the blue plate or whatever the period correct plate is.
It's different over here. They send you plates so often over here. Like they update the plates because they rust out here. Like I need a new plate for my daily driver, my Mazda, because the letters will start falling off and then you can't really read them.
Oh, interesting. It was that way in Connecticut as well, where they would send the new ones in the mail. But if you didn't put them on, there wasn't like a penalty or anything that I know of. Or maybe there was, and I just didn't know about it and just
it was just a courtesy
skirted the issue.
Right.
Oh, sorry. Who knew?
Yeah.
My wife. Oh. Sorry. Couldn't. I tell you. Got no respect. Oh.
So that's been my debacle the last week, 2 weeks. It's just
of overcoming your boredom on the bastard internet.
Oh my God. Well, who would have thought it'd be so hard to put money in people's hands? You know, it's like you're asking for people to buy this car. I'm like, got my hand up over here like, hey, I'll buy it if it's what you say it is. And then I can't even get an answer back.
Well, that's the hard part these days, too. People don't even know that people aren't even aware of the lies that come out of their mouth most of the time. I know. I don't mean this among like our circle of friends. I mean, like once you get out into the real world with people just talk above their pay grade all the time. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Like when I was a kid, like you couldn't say, like I'm trying to think of something. You know how we all sort of like self-diagnose our friends, like, oh, that guy's he's autistic. You know what I mean? Something like that. Like, you didn't even used to be able to say that stuff if you weren't a clinician.
Yeah, I know, right?
You can't give a clinical diagnosis. I mean, you could get sued for libel or slander or whichever one, however it applies. These days, all bets are off. You just say whatever the heck you want, and as long as you're loudest with the net neutrality, etc., or the biggest piggy bank or whatever, that's what gets to the top. And man, I don't subscribe to that logic at all. I'm a little engine that still thinks he can.
Yeah, it's not been fun, but whatever. It is what it is.
What a great time to check in with the East Coast feed. Let's switch gears over here to cars and racing and stuff. The East Coast feed, we've got a few to do this evening, if it's all right with you. The first one, I believe we are checking in from one of my favorite places in the world, Lime Rock Park. Roll it, Hal.
Mr. Ryan, East Coast feed coming to you live. Do you know where we are, Mr. Ryan? Let's give you a quick look around here. Maybe you'll guess. Or maybe the sound can give you the effects. And look who's here. Brooks here. Brooks, say hi to Jay. Guess what we're doing today, Mr. Ryan? With Brooks' brand new Civic Type R-ish with a spoiler. It's our first track day, her first track event ever. She just finished her first laps. Babe, how'd you do? Let me tell you how she did. I'll tell you how she did, okay? She did so good that the guy in the M3 that was racing with us, they had to pull him aside. They had to give him a little instruction. You know, just saying. She did great. She did fucking great. First time out. That's it. Just so you know, there's Porsches everywhere. I know you guys love that shit. I'll try to get down by the track so you can see some more. Hopefully you can see them coming around here. But yeah, this is Lime Rock, people. Northern corner of Connecticut, and it's a fun day here. It's our first event. This is it. Loving it. This is it, boys and girls. That's why we do what we do. Love you guys.
Damn, that looked beautiful. The weather looked amazing there.
Yeah, not bad. It's a good time to be out there, I bet. It's kind of like still a little, like everything's still green before the leaves change, but the summer heat, I think, is kind of kicked already.
Yeah.
Looks pretty
That's
cool.
cool that they're doing
Does
like
make me
track
homesick a
days
little
there.
bit, though.
Oh, I bet. That's neat that they're doing track days. I don't think we're doing anything like that around here. Everything's still shut down here.
I don't know how it all works. I follow Lime Rock and the Drivers Club and all that stuff up there, and they've sort of, it seems like they're doing fewer events and smaller, like further apart. I don't know. When it comes to like renting out the track for the day, it's probably almost the easiest thing because it's just like you sort of wipe liability maybe a little bit. I don't know. Seems like maybe the Honda Club or something. I don't know who they were there with. It was pretty cool though. Shout out to Brooke on the kind of a cool new car. I don't know what a Type R-ish is. I'm assuming it might be like M Sport versus an M.
Well, I think the Type R is like the badass. Like I think that's what Cody has right now. I think
it is.
I think
it is absolutely, and it may even be that same color because I've seen it. But he said R-ish, and that I think might not have been an R.
I think that means it's not actually an R, but it's like spec'd to look like one.
Yeah.
Like I think you can get the spoilers and stuff that come on the Rs, but just kind of stripped.
I think
down,
that's what that is. I mean? But still pretty cool.
Yeah. It's a badass looking car. It looks really cool.
Yeah. Pretty wild. So we've got a couple more from them. We'll check in a little bit. I couldn't help but notice his T-shirt. Of course, he had the Hunziker, and I'm going to bring up my T-shirt just for a moment here. I'm wearing my Team Rahal Letterman Lannigan shirt here, and that, awesome. Of course, is because Team Rahal Letterman Lannigan won the the Indianapolis 500 the other day. That's sacrilege what I just said. They won the Brickyard, the Indianapolis 500 the other day, and Graham Rahal came in third. After starting in 9th and being as low as 20th, he worked his way back up a couple times and then all the way to 3rd. And there was a moment there, if they actually had, if there was a crash near the end, sorry, spoiler alert, if that hadn't happened, they were racing to the finish, so you don't know. I mean, Graham could have even come up, who knows. Scott, I can't remember his name, I said Dixon in the middle, but I think that's the wrong guy. Anyway, it was a very cool finish, except that there was an accident. The third team member from the Rahal Letterman Lannigan, he was fine, but a semi-serious accident there at the end, and we all kind of thought like, oh, well, maybe they'll red flag it, and then we'll finish it under racing. There's only like 5 laps left, and they didn't. They just yellowed it and finished under caution. So congratulations to Team Rahal Letterman Lannigan. It's pretty cool.
It's awesome.
Pretty cool.
And not a single spectator in the stands. Right.
It was weird to watch. Did you watch it?
Yeah, I saw parts of it. I was like, whoa, that's like eerily like empty.
I had talked to Ray Schaefer about it like a day or two before, and he was like, are you going to watch it? I was like, I think I am. I should be back from Malibu by then, and everything should be fine. Mm-hmm. And I was back way early because Malibu was an effing zoo, bigger than last week, and it was supposed to be the small week. You know what I mean? Like it's been every other. And this should have been a small one. I was in and out.
Not so much.
As soon as the place was open and as soon as the burrito was done and as soon as I said hello to Susie and pet the new baby puppy, Emily had a puppy. Emily, the dog, had a
super cute. Yeah. I've seen the pictures.
And then out of there, man. But to get home for the Indy 500. And we watched the whole thing. I watched the whole thing. She watched the most of it. And what I couldn't really wrap my head around was all the pomp and circumstance. They did everything that they usually do, like before the race, all the preamble. Except that all that stuff is really, I mean, like the bands, and I'm sure you have to do the national anthem, I guess, but like the flyovers with the jets, and the ceremonies where they sing, back home in Indiana or whatever that song is they sing every year. The guy, it's not Oklahoma, but it's the other one.
Yeah.
All that stuff, and then crickets every time. There's nobody there.
Well, I'm sure.
But it's
the
like
people
to
that
ramp
are there
up the crowd
on the
usually.
Yeah, that's a thing for the stands, not the
so
people
in my mind, watching it at home, we're all kind of like, well, I mean, you could have. What are we doing?
Get to the racing.
Yeah. I mean, come on. I'm sure the guys down in the pits are ready to go too. So that was the only thing that was a little bit weird to me. And then once the racing started, it was like there was a couple early cautions, and I was like, oh, I may be over this whole thing. This whole process just is not going well. And then once they got to some clean racing and started turning some laps, it was like, okay. Obviously, when they're at speed, the clock starts ticking away a little bit quicker too. But it just, once you see some clean racing, there's like something to get into. Oh, okay, what's going to happen here? Who's doing what,
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. It was a weird thing. It was weird to see it in almost the end of August.
Yeah.
It's usually in May.
Yeah. I think they were kind of hoping that this would be, contained a little better, and then I think they were holding out to have spectators, for as long as they could.
Yeah.
And then Penske was like, yeah, we can't do this. We got to just.
I will give credit where credit's due. That facility, with all the people gone, you can see all the money they put into that place and how beautiful it all looks. It looked spectacular, and the infield is so green. It looked like Augusta.
Yeah, I know. It was like a putting green. That's the first thing I thought too. I was like,
really nice with water features and everything.
Yeah,
when it's not crowded up, all crowded up with campers and RVs and tents and.
I know it.
Beer guzzlers and all that stuff. Nicole and I were talking about that, though. Imagine the loss in concession alone. I mean, that's basically the whole point is ticket sales and selling beer and hot dogs to, hundreds of thousands of people. That's kind of why that whole place exists.
I know it. I can't imagine.
It is weird to think about, like, oh, what is the point of doing all this?
I know it. Well, it's funny because even locally, like right now is the big time for like these little like county fairs that we have around in this part, this neck of the woods. I'm sure in Connecticut they probably did the same thing too.
Yeah, it was Danbury Fair when I was a kid, of course. That's where I saw the Paul Newman car and everything.
Yeah, like the sketchy rides and like, all these, funnel cakes and, deep fried Oreos and all that.
They were in your town last week. They're in mine this week. They'll be in somebody else's next week.
Exactly. That's the one. And all these people are like, they're still coming, but they're just setting up in parking lots around here to sell their, funnel cakes and deep fried Oreos because that's how they make a living. So like without these fair people,
so they still do it. They'll still bring the trailer and they'll still just sell the cotton candy and whatever.
Yep. Yeah. So,
I mean, fair food is really, as an adult, that's all I ever went for. That junky, stuff you could eat as a kid and it wouldn't stick to you.
I know it sticks to me, and I don't even care anymore. Like whatever.
Well, same here. Yeah, funnel. You said funnel cake. I was like funnel cake.
Yeah, I know.
Fried dough.
So,
yeah.
But yeah, but I feel bad for those people because I mean, you don't think about all of the the ramifications down the line of all this. It's like geez,
really.
It's really.
What did I say the first day?
I know you did, but a lot of people don't think about that stuff. It's a shame.
It's hard to think about when it's your livelihood, right? It's your whole, it's everything. We got our buddy Sean Lindauer, of course. Shout out to Sean Lindauer. He's got his tattoo parlor on Melrose Avenue. Melrose, that's a pretty high overhead for rent.
Hell yeah.
Has not been legally allowed to open for 5 months, whatever. There was like 2 weeks where he could, or 1 week, whatever it was. And that was it. And had to reshut again. It's kind of like, that's just a tattoo parlor. They're some of the cleanest. No matter what you may think about tattoo people, a tattoo parlor has to, by law, be one of the most sterile, clean environments possible.
They were doing the antibacterial thing before it was cool.
Well, they've got open wound. They're literally, I mean, it's like a dentist office. I mean, there's shit everywhere.
Yeah, has to be. Wow.
It's a bummer. And then you think about the restaurants and everything else, let alone all the, like you mentioned, these other businesses. It's crazy.
It's a shame.
It's a weird time we're entering into.
It is.
Let's see what a good. Oh no! What a great time to bring in this segue. All right, we'll just call it this. We'll call it rabbit holes, but mine has a reason. Well, you know what? I'm going to call it this. What you watching?
What you watching, Jay?
When I was on the Smoking Tire the other day, Zach brought up the Mad Max movie. Somehow that came up. I don't know if you listened to that episode. And we started talking about, I mentioned how I hadn't seen Fury Road, and I should probably see the original one first. Anyway, over the weekend, I watched the Mad Max movies. And the first one I was very intrigued with because I didn't know what to expect. All I know is the damn car that's at every car show. Every movie car show has one of those Mach 1,
yeah,
I think it's called.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Except all duded up. And
Yep.
so I'm, the car guy. I'm like waiting for that one. One thing I was totally impressed with was that every single car in the movie was cool. I don't know if you've seen the original Mad Max or how long it's
I've
been.
never seen a single one. No.
The
Never
original
seen
is on Netflix for free or whatever. Go
Oh,
watch
cool.
that this weekend
check
if you
it
get a
out.
chance. It's a weird ass movie, but you're gonna love the cars. And it's not what I thought it was. In my mind, I picture, Fury Road just came out recently, a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I pictured, when I think of Mad Max, I picture Mel Gibson doing all that Fury Road shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's not in the first movie. That's in
Is that
Road
Beyond
Warrior, the
Thunderdome?
next one. Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
That doesn't. We're still living in a world that's like sort of half civilized. It's not.
Oh, okay.
It's not after
gone
the end of the
full
world.
anarchy yet. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so it's kind of interesting. There's a little bit of story there, and then the story, while awful, as in it's sad, is deep, and then you understand why this guy becomes the guy we all know as Mad Max. You see why Max goes mad. As a matter of fact.
Interesting.
But the cars, dude, the cars. Derek Whittaker went down this rabbit hole a couple years ago, and I thought he was kind of like crazy. I think he was ahead of the ball game. The cars in this movie are so stinking cool.
Really?
And I don't even mean the duded up ones. I mean, like, there's this weird little station wagon thing. It almost looks like a Subaru Brat, but it's a station wagon, but it's not. It's some Australian car.
Oh,
So cool. I want one so bad. And the cop cars, oh my God, are so stinking cool.
That's cool.
I think you're just
Now the
gonna
main
dig
car.
it.
What is the main car? It's a Falcon, right? Isn't that what it is?
That's it. Yeah. No.
It's a Falcon, but it's like an Australian.
Why do
built
they call
car.
it
Like they're crazy about them down there. I think.
Is the character car called Mach 1, or am I even making that up?
I don't
Or
know.
did it
'cause
just
I've never
remind
seen
me of
the
a Mach
movies.
1 Mustang, and that's why I said it?
I don't know, but I want to say that it's like an Australian Falcon is like what the main like hero car is or whatever.
I
But
used to
could
know
be
all
wrong.
this stuff back in the day, and I've purged
I'm gonna
so
have
much
to
of that
watch that
information.
movie just to
I literally don't
brush up.
know anything anymore.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out. I'll
Anyway, I highly recommend it. But getting to Zach Clapman from the Smoking Tire podcast, Matt Farah's co-host, was going on and on about Fury Road and the cinematic experience it is and everything. And so before seeing it, I wanted to get through these other ones. The first one, highly recommend. The second one is neat just because it's what you think of when you think of Mad Max. Like, oh, okay, the crazy cars and the road war, like all
And
that
the
crazy
desert and yeah,
post-apocalyptic
yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that one, and it's got an interesting story. The third one with Tina Turner, it's called Beyond Thunderdome. Oh, I couldn't.
I remember that one.
You do?
That's the one that she did that song. We don't need another hero, right? Isn't that what that's from?
Oh, I thought that was for
movie?
Knight Rider. Anyway, she is in that one, and there is a song for sure. I had to, after about 20 minutes, I was like, this doesn't, let me see if this speeds up. And I it shows the little preview as you move along the little ticker. And the further I went, it was the same thing. Oh, they're still in the cave. They're still in the thing. I was like, I can't do it. I
Oh,
sped all the way
wow.
to the end, and I was like, all right, I guess they get out of it somehow. I don't care. I was so...
All right, so don't worry about watching the third one.
Well, if you get so
Skip
into
that.
who this guy is, then maybe. But there's, like, as far as I could tell, there aren't any cars in it. So I was really out,
Yeah.
or very few. But the first one and the second one for sure. Now, on to Zach Clapman and Fury Road. Fury Road. I just have to say, wow. My friend at home, wow. I have avoided this movie for all 5 years it's been out, and I haven't seen it. And then somehow it came up, and he was just going on about it, and we talked about some other things previously over the past couple of weeks that we jived on, and I trusted his opinion. I loved it. I can't wait to watch it again.
Now, is that
It's
Charlize
spectacular.
Theron, right? Isn't Charlize Theron in that one?
Yeah, and the guy
Okay.
who I don't know, he may actually be Australian. Tom Hardy, I think his name is.
Oh, yeah. Well, he was Bane in Batman.
No,
love
that's
Tom
the
Hardy.
guy who had the thing on his face?
Yes.
Oh, that's funny. Well, he
yes.
starts this with a thing on his face too. Anyway,
Yeah.
I started it out not really liking him for the same reason I didn't like that Bane guy, because it was just like, what are you all? You're acting with your
Yeah.
grunts. Yeah.
Yeah.
And after a few minutes, or maybe after he gets that thing off, whatever. Spoiler alert. Anyway, everything sort of starts to unfold. The story unfolds. The characters unfold. There's a few things that are like, oh, it's not what I thought it'd be. A few surprises and a few. I don't want to say it's based on Road Warrior, but it's definitely like, oh, it's that one. Like, of those three movies I just described, this is that one.
Really? Really?
It's good. It's good. It's a
Okay.
really good experience, and it's not. I can't describe it. It's not just a shoot 'em up thing, although that's all it is. It is nonstop action, but somehow I ended up caring about every single person in it, which is hard to do in an action
Wow.
movie. And I ended up getting involved in the story, and I ended up with like really pulling for the good versus evil aspect of it. And in the weirdest way, like it's not applicable to today's world that we are currently living in, this 2020, where we are here in whatever day I said it was, August 25th, 2020. It's important to mark the days these days.
Yeah, exactly.
I think you'll dig it. I think you'll dig it.
I'll
I
check
really
that
do.
out. Yeah. I'm thinking I'll do the first two and then maybe that one. Maybe I'll just kind of gloss over.
That's what I would. That's what I would do. I told you the secret for the Indiana Jones movies is to put Temple of Doom first. I learned that from somebody at the Spielberg camp. They're like, well, no, it's a
Yes.
prequel. You watch that one first, and then you go in order.
Yeah. Yep.
The entire experience, even up through 4, this one, Crystal Skulls, it's just a great experience. It looks like the proper progression. This
Cool.
is sort of the
That's
same
really
thing.
cool.
You could probably either skip that one entirely, or maybe it folds in somewhere else and makes sense eventually, but not right now.
Cool. I love Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy's awesome. He was also in Dunkirk. Did you see Dunkirk?
No.
Fantastic movie. He plays a fighter pilot in Dunkirk, an RAF
Okay.
fighter pilot. Oh, he's really, really good. I really
Now,
like
I know
him
that
as
you
an
would
actor.
probably like that because of the World War II element
World War
stuff.
II.
Was
Oh,
it
you'd love it
genuinely
too.
good on top of it?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Everybody was like, "Damn, that's a movie!" Like, yeah.
What about is it Greyhound that just came out a couple weeks ago? Maybe a month
haven't
ago
seen
with
that
Tom
yet.
Hanks.
What's it
And
about?
they have the name wrong, where he's the captain on the World War II, either a destroyer or a battleship.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I haven't.
You don't know
seen
this?
it.
Oh, it's based on a true
No,
story,
I don't know
obviously.
that. Oh,
A
cool.
historical event. It's on Apple TV. It was supposed to release in the theaters, and then COVID.
Oh, gotcha.
So they
Okay.
shot it out to Apple TV. I
check that
don't know
out.
if you have that or not, but I would recommend it for sure,
Cool. Cool.
especially because it's up your alley. And it's not very long,
There's a-
too. It's only like 90 minutes or less.
There's a lot of good things right now that are just getting that kind of weird release now. That I really want to see. I love Ron Howard. I want to see his.
me
He's
too.
done a documentary called "Rebuilding Paradise" that's about the Paradise Fire, up in Northern California. And
No kidding.
it was like, yeah, it was gonna be a big deal. And then like, of course, because of COVID, now it's like all the distribution stuff's all whack. And I think now you can just like rent it online, but it looks really, really good. Like the trailer for it looked really good. But because I kind of followed that fire, like when it happened, there was some crazy stories that came out of it, and it was just
Oh,
kind
it
of a
was
tragic
awful.
thing, you know? Yeah, it was just
They're
terrible.
dealing with it again right now.
I
Not the
know,
same
I
area,
know.
but the same geographical region.
Yeah, yeah, that sucks. But it's funny, you know. So I'm watching a show called Lucifer. Did you ever watch Lucifer? It was
No,
on
but you
Fox.
told me about it, so I looked it up and I watched the trailer for it just maybe
Okay.
the other day. And
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
It's
I'd
super
have to
campy.
see. There's so many other things I don't have time that I want to watch that I just
Yeah,
like, you're bored
it's
over
super
there in
campy.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because like the other day I was watching it, and the episode that I happened to see was cool. They did kind of a retro, like it flashed back and forth from the 50s to like current time because there was a copycat killer basically, and it's like it was like the Broken Hearts Club murder or Broken Hearts murder or something like that. But one of the murders happens at the Safari Inn right there in Burbank on
Right around
Olive
the corner
Street.
from us.
Yeah, dude. I was like, that's so funny. Like, yeah. 'Cause, I mean, I've been around LA enough to know, like, instantly when I see something that I know right where that's at. So that was.
What movie is that?
what I was watching.
Is it? I always get it confused. Is it Natural Born Killers or True Romance? It's one of those two, right?
I think it's True Romance.
True
I think
Romance with Christian
yeah.
Slater and Patricia
Yes,
Arquette.
I think that's the one. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's the one that was. It's been in
That's
a
a
lot of
weird
stuff.
movie.
Yeah, it is a weird movie. Natural Born Killers is too. That's based on Woody Harrelson's dad, I think, in real life, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I always heard that there were stories there, but I didn't know that that was it. Wow.
Yeah, I think it's loosely based on something with his dad.
The Safari Inn is also, speaking of Apple TV, in that show, The Newsroom. They come out to LA for a story or something like that, and the crew stays there. So they shoot it, but
Oh,
they shoot
really?
it kind of the same way. You know, everybody shoots it the same way, I think, because of Tarantino or whoever actually directed that.
Exactly.
Was it Tarantino? I know he wrote that one. Did he direct it?
I don't
Whatever.
know.
You know that shot where they come around the neon sign? It's like,
yeah, it comes down.
Yeah.
I know. I know.
Swingers, they would say, money. Oh, that shot is so
You're
money.
so money. You're so money and you don't even know it, Jay.
You remember Swingers? They were copying all the epic shots from all the movies and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Money.
It's great. Yep.
Gosh. So that was my my crazy ass rabbit hole that I went through this week.
That's hilarious.
How about you? What have you been tuning into?
Just honestly, just Lucifer. I think that's the only thing I've been watching lately.
Well, how many episodes do you watch? Because I was very surprised to see that. I thought this was like a season or two. There was like 4 or 5 seasons on Netflix.
Oh, dude, like some of the seasons have like 26 or 28 episodes. It's crazy. Like I'm on season 3, I think, and season 5 literally just dropped last week. It's like a really, really like popular show.
Yeah, it must be.
I really like the guy. The guy that plays Lucifer, his name's Tom Ellis. He's this British guy, and he's badass. He's so badass in it.
What else has he been in? I know that name.
I don't know. This is all I know him from because I've not really.
Well, you go ahead and say what you were going to say. I'll look it up.
Yeah, he's just he's just an awesome. It's a really cool character and like there's like some weird like religious references like Cain from Cain and Abel makes an appearance at one point, and there's angels and demons and all this crazy stuff. It's almost like a charmed.
Welsh.
Is he Welsh? Okay, it's almost like Charmed for guys almost but a lot of girls really like this show too. But I enjoy it.
Yeah, this guy looks pretty good looking. I can understand why.
Oh, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And just his
his
attitude in the show is he's just badass in the show. He's really, really good in the show. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, that's him.
Yeah, I can't believe girls like this show. That's crazy.
Dude, I'm straight, and I'm like, damn.
I can't
straight,
believe
and I'm
it. I don't understand at all.
Tom.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. And he wears like guy liner in it.
Yeah,
like,
I can't believe it. Come on, man.
Badass. I know. Dude, I don't get it. So yeah,
like
I'm
one
on
of the
season
best
3.
looking men in the world with one of the best bodies, sure. If the
And he's
show's
got an
half
English
good,
accent.
Of course people are watching it.
Like, how fair is that? And you've got the British accent on top of all that shit. Like, save some for us, But, I'm not gonna hate on the guy.
Well, who are you?
No,
what are you talking about? You're like
I love it.
You look like a brunette. It sounds like we're roasting each other, but we're toasting each other. You look like a brunette Paul Walker. Oh yeah.
It's hilarious.
People are now looking in and they're going, "Oh, I never saw that, but I totally do now."
It's just my little scruff I got going on. That's it.
Maybe.
But yeah, I did chop all my hair off. So
you look damn good. This is the first. This is the
to.
first Tuesdays with Tory where you're not wearing a hat.
I know, it's sad. I was like, I probably shouldn't keep wearing his hat because people are just going to look through the episodes and be like, these are all the same. Like, he's got a dark shirt on and an LA, Dodgers hat. Like, maybe I should change it up a little bit. So yeah, decided to actually do my hair for you today, Jay. So feel special there.
Well, not for me, for our friend at home, obviously, who's tuning in.
Did you happen to
which,
see?
you know what? Oh, go ahead. Say again.
I was going to say I saw Ray and Cam's show, Marco Holzer. German race car driver. Really,
yes,
really good
indeed.
Show. That was
I
cool.
watched it
that
too.
Was neat.
What did you think?
I blown away by how humble the guy was, and B, how old I felt when he's like talking dates, like, oh, in 2003, I was the youngest, blah, blah, blah. I was like, shit, I'd already been out of friggin' college for 7 years, 8 years. It's crazy. Like, you start doing the math in your head, and it's like, this guy's really young, and I think he said he was the youngest guy racing at Le Mans that year that he went. And it was a really cool talk. And then just hearing about his development with the 935, the new one. And
yeah,
it was a cool talk. I enjoyed it. It was neat. I liked that they're kind of jumping around with history, they had, Brian Redman and then, these old timers and then,
they on Fresh Brewed and Air Cooled.
Yes, yeah, Ray and Cam, yeah, definitely. But I enjoyed the talk. I thought it was really cool, and I learned some things about like the Porsche Super Cup racing that I didn't know about, and because I follow the older guys, like I'm history guy, not recent history guy. So
right.
It was cool to like kind of get schooled on some of that stuff, and just how people come up from through the ranks with karting now. I mean, just it never used to be that way, and That's
What
like how everybody starts out now, it seems like, back in the 50s and 60s, you just bought a cheap MG and you modified it and, you went out there. But now it's all go-karts and sims, and
I
the
think
game has changed.
since the Jeff Gordon did whatever the 90s, since the kids in the 90s, they were since everybody since our age or younger, it's
Yeah.
been go-karts,
Yeah.
because we
Yep.
were that's what we had. That's what we had access
Yep.
to.
Well, I mean, look at Ray. Ray's not that much older than us, and Ray was doing karting. So yeah, you're probably right. Probably, I would say the cutoff is probably late 40s, 50, somewhere around there, maybe.
What I love
Anyone there
about
earlier.
and it's probably safety and everything else, because if we were living in a different time, I mean, I'm sure that we would have had the farm truck, running through the field and everything else going nuts.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting what we all take from the different shows, because we all look at different things, and you're looking at this wonderful knowledge you got. I'm looking at the technicals, and I'm looking at the improvements that they've all made, especially in the I don't know how it was for you, but for me, the intro with just the two of them on Instagram was seamless as far as the feed goes.
Yeah.
Cam had he was dropping out for a little bit, and whatever, they seemed to figure that out, or whatever it was. It worked great this week. And then the interactions in the actual threesome Zoom on YouTube when they're actually doing the show.
Great.
In all fairness, I talked to Ray Schaefer after the live Instagram and before I watched the YouTube. It was all very close, but we had like a little brief 45 or an hour chat in between. So he told me a couple things to look for. But one of the things I did notice was that it seemed like the beginning felt like any other Zoom that I've ever seen and not enjoyed. And I don't mean that because of the people or the content. Just there's the lag, there's the we don't really know each other yet, so we can't read each other's energy. There's all that stuff. And how quickly that was overcome, and how quickly they all got to know each other and found a common energy together, I thought was very impressive. Shout out to Ray and Cam. And I thought that the show in general was very palatable because of it. They weren't sitting in the same room. There was no way to make that happen. But it was felt like as close as it could be.
I was
doing that type of thing.
I agree. And what struck me too about this one was, Marco was in Austria, I believe, when they did that interview. And I was thinking, my gosh, there's like hardly any like lag. There's not much of a delay. Like it flowed really well for him, having ear pods in Austria. And then, you got Cam in North Carolina and Ray's in Georgia. And I was like, wow, this is really cool. Like it feels like a legit show,
That's wonderful.
Yeah, it was cool.
I agree with that. It didn't occur to me where he was, but we had last week. Shout out to our friend Sid. I don't know if you got to see that episode with Sid last week.
I started. I haven't finished it yet, but yes,
he's moving. Or he is still here, but he's going to Dubai, where he's from. And we talked about like, oh well, let's check in with you still, via this technology that we have here. And I thought to myself, oh, I wonder if there will be. But if you said he's already in Austria, that's kind of the worst gap is bridged. So I think maybe it'll be okay. It's kind of amazing.
You're going to do like a UAE feed, maybe? United Arab Emirates feed?
I think that's pretty funny. I think that's pretty good.
That'd be cool.
I don't know what we would call it. Didn't even occur to me. I'll let Sid name it. Ray Schaefer came up with Backstage Pass, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Did he, or did we give it to him? I can't remember.
I think that was Ray. I think that was all him.
That's so interesting. I love what he's doing. Did you see they just put another Backstage Pass up on Twitter, like today?
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
I mean, it's not for us. It has nothing to do with us anymore, but it still gives me a bit of pride. Yeah, a tiny bit. Yeah. It's so cool to me.
Yeah, it's really neat.
Let's see. What else? Oh, you know what? Let's do an East Coast feed real quick. And I would like to remind you that this goes. Get over here. I'd like to remind you that this East Coast feed, as well as the rest of tonight's show, is brought to you by St. Clair Insurance. And of course, as they say, all that separates men and boys is the coverage for their toys. St. Clair Insurance, coverage for your toys. We encourage you to go to coverageforyourtoys.com. St. Clair Insurance. Roll it, Hal. East Coast feed, checking in number 2 at Lime Rock Park. Roll it out.
Oh, here we go. Mini, Porsche. There we go. Some hot laps happening right here. Just want to give you guys another view of the track, and this is the long straightaway. So, it's in good shape. Look at that dummy. That's a fast Miata, kids.
Probably was a fast Miata. It didn't look that fast. And that's sort of the isn't straight. It's sort of the backside. Sort of the opposite
I know exactly.
Sam Posey. Opposite Sam Posey.
I played that
straight.
enough on Forza. I know where that.
Oh yeah, you do.
I know all about that. Oh yeah.
So you know right
That's
where it was. That was right before the uphill. The uphill right.
Yeah, sure do. Yep.
And
That's
it's so
fun
cool to
track.
me to see my buddy who didn't used to give a crap about racing when I used to go there back in the day. He was like, "Oh, cool, meet me at Applebee's after or whatever." He wasn't into it. He worked for Saturn back then, and and we all had different lives. But now to see him there and I don't know. To me, it's just a really neat full circle thing that doesn't make any sense to anybody else. So I'm going to stop talking about it.
I think it's cool that Brooke is like doing club racing stuff and like track days. Like that's
Yeah, I
cool.
agree
There's
with
not
that.
many women out there that are like, want to strap into a car and go learn a track. So kudos to Brooke. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'll
like
give you
that.
that. I give you that one too. You're right. At 22, 23 years old, whatever, like especially at that age, I wouldn't be into it.
Yeah, that's
Like
really neat.
I wouldn't think she'd be into it. I would think she'd have other interests,
Right.
great.
Like Applebee's.
I guess I'm being
Half-price
judgmental
apps.
by saying that, but yes, I still am casting him with the same thing he always was. I guess he's different now, so of course she'd be different now. It's a
Yeah.
weird thing.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
I'm all
But I
over
mean,
here
most
so
20
far removed.
Yeah. I mean, most 22-year-olds are like, oh, happy hour. That like, let's go.
Yes.
Let's go hit that up. Not
Yes.
let's go sweat our ass off on a racetrack somewhere. And
It's hard. It's
try not to-
uncomfortable. Yeah, unless you're
try not
really
to
into
crash
it.
this car that I haven't even paid
There's
for
no
yet.
reason. Yeah, I'm gonna need new tires, maybe new suspension at some point. There's so many
Yeah.
things.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Oh
No,
gosh,
that's cool. I dig it.
so funny. I'm still over here looking at this guy.
See, am I right or am I right?
that
I mean,
window.
come on, dude. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, Tom Ellis, dude. Like, I'll send you a link where he was doing this thing where he was reading tweets of people about him. And oh my God, they were just ridiculous. I'll send you the link. I've got it somewhere. It's not even something you could probably play on the air because it's so dirty, but it's pretty freaking hilarious.
That's pretty funny.
It's
I
pretty
just
good.
had it pulled up here, so I'm going to say, if not already, please consider following VDubber for life for stuff like this.
If I ever
Pretty
get another
awesome.
project car.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sign on there and
man.
tell them what to buy. Go
Yeah,
follow
I know,
him at
right?
VDubber for life on Instagram. And oh, that's not him. Follow him
is.
there and then send him a message and tell him what to buy.
I had my old 66 bug out this week. That was good. That felt good to get out of the warehouse and dust it off. And
I saw those pictures. I thought that was pretty darn cool. I didn't know you were driving it. I don't know why didn't know. I don't know why.
yeah, I brought it and put it in the little barn. I kind of rotate stuff out. Like a couple weeks ago, I had the blue Yugo, so I was driving that, the nice Yugo or whatever. I'm
Maybe that's
excited
all.
for
Maybe I
that
just hadn't
documentary
seen
to
it in a
come out.
while.
Yeah. I hadn't driven it in probably a month, so I swapped them out. But we'll talk about it when it comes out. But there is a documentary coming out about that blue Yugo that I bought. That was, it was basically like the last Yugo that was brought in the country, I believe. That was
This is the one that the film crew came and did the whole thing, right?
Yeah, that's the one. So
awesome.
that's supposed to come out by the end of the year. So I'm excited. Like I'll have a whole new like little appreciation for this car because I haven't seen this documentary yet. So it'll be cool to kind of see the adventures that car went on before it got to me here in Pennsylvania. So
That's
I'm excited
very
about
cool.
that.
That's very cool.
Yeah. So, yep. So that'll be. I think they said by the end of the year. They're hoping by like November that thing should be out. So that'll be kind of cool to see. So
You go, boy.
yeah, that'll be fun. There's not enough
go,
Yugo
boy.
documentaries out there, so I don't think there's any actually. So be
You
kinda
go,
cool.
boy. I can't let it drop.
Nobody said that. Nobody's told me that. Like when
How
I
has
see
nobody
the
said
car
that?
out.
That's all I can
don't
think
know.
of.
That's
You
the
go,
First thing I
boy.
would say. You go, boy. Yeah.
B-O-Y.
I'll tell you why, because I think most people don't even know what that car is when they see it. Like,
Is that what it is?
it's
Has it been
certainly-
too long? So what? So then
think it
here's
has.
here's the answer, buddy. You can do this for me then, and then you'll have a companion car. Find a Le Car.
Yeah, that would be really cool. Well, I've been looking, and there's some oddball shit that pops up on Craigslist and Facebook here.
The late car was
But
such a interesting
I've yet to
thing.
see a Le Car. Yeah, I have not seen a Le Car.
I always associated it with LL Bean as a kid because LL Bean had their name on everything, and the late car was on
Yeah,
the side, and it was like LL Bean, LECA. I don't know, maybe it's the same.
yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see that. But yeah, those are all gone, man.
Did
There was a Gremlin that popped up today. There was an AMC Gremlin that popped up on my Facebook Marketplace today, but it was so far rusted and gone. I was like, no, it's not even cool. Not even
Our
going there.
buddy Torsten has the gremlin of all gremlins, though. He's got one that they shoehorned a big V8 in, and it's up at Newcomb sometimes, and it's got pipes.
Oh,
And
I've seen that car. Yeah,
yeah,
I've seen that in the pictures. Yeah, that's right.
yeah. I think Matt Farah posted it one day of like, this was the coolest car here today. It's my buddy Torsten, who you would know his other car. He's got a whatever. He's got a gray RSR car that he built that's super cool with the gold wheels that I've driven, and you've seen it up at Newcomb's.
Yep.
Zelda is the car's name. Zelda 1984, I think, is the Instagram for that car. But anyway, Torsten
Okay,
works
cool.
at JPL. Torsten's effing awesome. He's just one of the smartest people I've ever met, and just one of the nicest. And he built that car for Targa, the Gremlin I'm talking about, for Targa Baja. And
Oh,
it
no
didn't end
way.
up.
That's
It didn't.
wild.
It was like one night's work away from being done in time. So he ended up taking the Porsche or whatever. But he finished it the moment he got back, and now he drives it everywhere. He drove it to Malibu a couple weeks ago. He drove it up
Wow.
to Breakfast Club. You saw that day.
Yeah, yeah. That's really cool. That's
So
neat.
Gremlins are cool, but it's going to be hard to top that.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because like they've come up in value a lot too. Like, I mean, it's not like you can find one for $1,500 anymore. And like, there was one the other day that I saw, and it was one of the Levi's editions that that comedian has them. He's been on Leno. I think
Fluffy?
is it Dunham? No, the
Oh, Jeff
puppet
Dunham.
guy.
He's got a car collection.
Jeff
Yeah.
Dunham. He's got a collection of those things, and I think
It
he
wouldn't
did the
surprise
show
me that
with
he
the
would collect
Levi's.
weird stuff too.
Yeah, it was the denim like Levi's edition, so the inside is like all denim and stuff.
Oh,
But
Dunham,
one of those
denim.
popped
Had
up.
to be Dunham.
Yeah,
Denim.
I
Denim.
guess I don't know.
Oprah
I don't know
Uma.
if that was what he was going for, but yeah, that was it. But yeah, that thing was like 8 or 10 grand, and it needed work. So they're definitely they've come into their own as far as value. So there's no picking up a cheap one of those anymore. I don't think, unless it's just a totally rusted out piece of shit.
Telling you, man, late car. Let's find a late car. Because you could pick that
That
up
would be
and
cool.
move it just like your Yugo. It's so easy.
You could.
And
Yeah,
they
they're
didn't used to
tiny.
melt in the sun like Yugos did.
That's true. That is true. Yeah, I'm always looking. Like I'll know it when I see it. Like something oddball. I wouldn't mind doing another bug just because I know VW so well. But
Yeah, you can work on that in every way, shape,
yeah,
or
I
form. You
just
probably save a lot of money by buying a bug.
yeah, just because I know them like the back of my hand. But I mean, I also do like to do these little like side tangents of weird cars. So who knows? We'll see. Maybe
I
something
feel
weird
like
will
you
pop
shine
up.
flashlights for people that weren't there. I feel like what you just said is exactly what you do, and then all of a sudden, oh, other people start buying the Yugos, or oh, other people do start buying the late car, or whatever it happens to be.
All the lay car can be all you. I'll credit you with that one.
Yeah.
I'll keep looking. You never know. That would be cool. I haven't had the best luck with French cars though. I will say that. Like I had this Panhard. It was like a '50s two-stroke car, and that thing was just yeah. I couldn't find parts for it, and just everything I did to it, just it never responded well. It was always something. So yeah, French cars and me don't get along. But whatever.
But whatever.
All good.
All right. Well, so yeah. So that's exactly what you should do. You should follow Tory on Instagram and tell him what to buy, and me too. Follow me, Porsche Life.
Can we go back to Tom Ellis for a second? No,
Sure.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Totally kidding.
No, I closed that window. Sorry. Oh, but here's this one. Here. This
It was
is
too distracting.
this. If this doesn't look bizarre, this is me in a different setting. Can we switch gears and talk about this for a second?
Yeah, let's talk. Yeah, how did that go?
So this is me in the Zach Clapman seat, producing and co-hosting. Although that's not really true because it's really just Matt. But you know what I mean. Whatever they do.
Engineering, maybe.
Maybe it's a co-host position. I don't know. What would you call that? You're on the wrong side. Hey, get back over there.
Get back in your corner.
You too good for your home.
I would say he's a co-host / engineer, like sound
Yeah.
engineer, maybe. I don't know.
It was great. It was fine. It was weird. It was not here, and everything went fine. the guest was Jason Torchinsky from Jalopnik, who I think
What?
you know,
That's
right?
my boy. Yeah, I
you
know
know him.
Jason really well. We talk all the time. Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry. It didn't even occur to me to. I was barely there. There was a Zoom call, so that was really those two interacting. And I
Oh,
was
okay,
kind of just
gotcha.
interact.
Yeah, Jason did the
operating stuff.
Volkswagen documentary with me.
Oh, you're kidding me. I just knew him as
No.
the guy who wrote the Petrolicious article that then spawned, I remembered him from that whole thing.
Yeah. No. If you go back and watch The Bug, he's all throughout it. Yeah.
No shit. So that's why he
Yeah.
looked familiar. It didn't even
Yeah.
occur to me. It's hard to tell, but that's
Yeah.
funny.
Yep.
That's funny.
Yep.
That makes a
That's
lot of
Jason.
sense.
Yeah,
And he
he's
writes,
awesome.
he writes 3 or 4 articles a day for Jalopnik.
Anything that's funny for Jalopnik is usually him. Yeah.
That's what he said. He's like, I read 3 or 4 things a day, so at least one of them's got to be good.
Yeah. And I'll usually pitch him ideas, and a lot of times he'll use my story ideas
how cool.
for Jalopnik. Yeah. But he's a fellow Yugo owner, too. So, like,
Get out.
we do Yugo stuff
What a great
all the
segue.
time. Well, it's so funny because, like, I happened to be looking for some hinge covers for my Volkswagen thing when I got it. And Jason was like, I think I might have some.
You told me
And
this story.
Yeah,
It was this
so
guy.
I swapped him an OS alternator for a Yugo that he needed, and he gave me these top hinges for a Volkswagen thing. Same guy. Yeah, that's Jason.
That is so awesome.
That is Torchinsky.
Well, he was
he's
super nice
awesome.
on the thing yesterday. I mean, again, it was just him and Matt interacting on Zoom because he couldn't see me; he could just hear me. But
He's
he
funny.
was super
Jason,
cool.
Jason, when he lived I think in Silver Lake when he lived in LA. He lived in LA for a long time.
Did not know that.
Yeah, and he did stand-up comedy for a while. He wanted to be a comedian. Yeah. Oh, he'd be a fantastic guest.
That's what
he's
I'm
got a
thinking now.
fascinating history, but a lot of people became aware of him because his Volkswagen got stolen in Silver Lake, and Jalopnik helped find it. Like the viewers helped find it. Like he would
Holy
get these
crap.
someone found a picture of it and they took a picture, and put it up, and then the viewers would like scour Google Earth satellite images, and they're like, oh, well, here's a power line that looks like this is close to this water tower here, and like they basically were able to find the car that way, and
That's
it was
amazing.
like a huge story. Yeah, it was cool. But yeah,
And now he works
Jason
for
used to live in LA, and now he's in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. So, but yeah, he's I don't know how long Jason's been with Jason's been with Jalopnik, but it's been a while. Like I think he was there quite some time. Like he's one of the last old school guys left, I think.
He was definitely interesting. Definitely an interesting guy to listen to talk. He's got some interesting
written
perspectives.
books. Yeah, he's written books. He wrote most recently. He did a book about autonomous cars.
That's what he was plugging yesterday. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah, he did that. He's I think he's an associate producer for Jay Leno's Garage, the MSNBC show now.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh
Yeah,
man,
he
yeah,
does
he'd
a-
be a great. Can you help put that together? Can you see
absolutely,
whether it's
yeah, I
in
totally
person
could.
or not?
Yeah, no, I totally could. Yeah,
That would be great.
Yep.
So he was a great guest, and the show went great.
Mm-hmm.
And keep in mind, I have just. This is where the story gets just interesting. Keep in mind, I, Jay Ryan, have just installed my whole system here into the Smoking Tire studio. Not literally, but a duplicate system of what we do here at Late Night Playset is operating over at Smoking Tire. Shorthand is, I should know what I'm doing. It's me and my system. So I stopped the recording, and we weren't live, by the way. This was just a recording, just to the hard drive. And push the button, and Matt and I are talking, okay, great, where do you want it? Should I send the file to the wire drive? I'll send it to you. Oh, I'll just airdrop it right here to your computer. Great, okay, great. I go to where I go every day for this show for 303 episodes, 302 plus one. And I go to the mic, once everything's done, and I go to the mic recordings, and the show's not there.
Oh no.
It was an hour and 10 minutes, an hour and 9:39 or something like that, and it wasn't there. And I was like, and Matt's like, what's wrong? And he's like, what's going on? And he's like, oh, I'm sure it's nothing. It's probably fine. And I'm like, I know it's not. I know it's not, because there's only one place it can be, and it's not there. And I can't tell you why. It's a ones and zeros world. So like Matt shut his laptop mid-recording. So like sometimes something like that could do it, It just literally wasn't there. And I was like, I'm gonna unplug everything. I'm gonna reboot this thing, and I'm just gonna hope and pray for the best. Because I'm honest with Matt the whole time. I'm like, I can't explain this to you because it's never happened even to me on my system. But it's not where it should be. And he's like, oh, what, you didn't press record? Like joking. And I was like, no, I swear to God I did. I know exactly what the runtime was when I stopped pressing record. Like I don't.
Yeah, it was recording.
I wasn't going to screw up that thing. I could screw up all sorts of things. It wasn't going to be that. Anyway, I rebooted the whole thing and I just randomly went to a different place where it absolutely couldn't be without me putting it there. And it was like the photo library on the iPad. Like where your iPhoto library, like where your snapshots are or whatever videos.
That's where it was at?
And it was there. The whole edited version, the whole show file was there. But in the software, it's nowhere and you couldn't find it. So it was a weird glitchy thing. I can't explain it, but my heart absolutely, because I'm like, oh, here's a guy who trusts me to build him a studio. Here's a guy who trusts me enough to make me a guest on his show. Here's a guy who decides to promote me after that appearance right over here to this producer/co-host seat. All I have to do is record it. Anyway, thank God it all worked out. But there was about 5 to 6 minutes where I just, my life didn't make sense. I'm like, this is the future of everything, and I don't even know how to do this. It's ridiculous. Yeah,
questioning everything.
So ridiculous. I was beside myself. I was really beside myself. Matt came in, and he left for a minute, and he came back, and he's like, oh, that face doesn't look good. No good. You couldn't find it, huh? I was like, no, I think I'm looking at it, but I don't know if there's sound. So I started unplugging everything and like turning the volume up on the thing. And he's like, yeah, there's sound. You got it. No big deal. He was like fine the whole time. And I was just sweating bullets.
Oh, sure.
My pants almost. So the end result is everything was fine. But man, if you all knew what went into making the episode of Smoking Tire that will come out, I'm assuming probably tomorrow or something. It's pretty cool. In fact, I hope I'm allowed to say who the guest was. It didn't even occur to me.
Tanner Faust.
That one was the other day, yeah.
Oh,
no, I'm saying that I don't know if I should have said Jason because I don't know.
Oh, Torchinsky?
Plugged that yet, but I think
cool.
I think somehow we'll be fine.
I saw when does Tanner's episode come out? I did see that.
Today. It was out.
Okay.
I watched it this morning, yeah.
Did you? Did he talk about Ford v Ferrari? Like stunt driving and that at all? Because he drove my car at one point.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, he's the right size for your car. No.
Yeah. It's fun size.
The truth is I didn't watch the whole thing. I watched like the first 45 and there's
okay, cool.
I had to do other things.
He's got kind of a similar story with his 912.
That's what the funny thing is. What happened was I can't believe you're unpacking my brain. What happened was the whole thing starts. Tanner's in his office. It's on Zoom as well, and his office is outside that window, which has the car on the second floor. I know about his garage because I must have seen it on a show or
he had a show about it. Yeah, it was on YouTube. I saw it too. Mm-hmm.
Or maybe even on Drive or something. Like I saw this garage before, and I know the whole story about his 912E. 76E.
Yes.
Yeah, it was his dad's car. Yeah. He thought it was fast as a kid. First car he ever drove. It drove like an anchor. I remember that whole interview.
That's it. Yeah.
Anyway, so the whole beginning is basically all of that. And then the garage and all this stuff. So I kind of knew it all. So I sort of checked out thinking I'll get back into it later. But the short answer is it's up now.
Oh, that's cool. Cool.
What happened? Why do I get so invigorated halfway through these things and then I have all this energy at the end that is uncontainable and
because we go down, it's the rabbit holes, man. That's what it is. It's all.
Is that what it is? Is it like therapy? You get me talking about things I didn't expect to talk about, and then energy comes out. Know.
I'm just glad you found that damn show.
What?
I'm just glad you found the show for Farrah. I'm glad that it wasn't.
Oh my God! Oh, don't bring it up again. Oh, dude, it was a moment. It was really like I didn't. Everything would have been fine. He wouldn't have cared. He's like, I've lost shows before. It's no big. It sucks, but it's no big deal. Like he was already trying to make me feel better because why would I admit that it was gone unless it was really gone? You know what I mean? Like I was convinced that sucker was not coming back.
Yeah. Well, you don't want to lose Torchinsky either because he's such a good guy. Like, and he's funny. Like he would be a great guest. I know. Matt's had him on.
I hope you can get him here.
But
those guys could have done it again. They were so natural, just talking about whatever. It was.
I totally
so
could.
Natural.
And I'd love to hear, like, he probably didn't get into his stand-up stuff, but, I think he's done, graphic arts design stuff. obviously, because if you look at his stuff on Jalopnik, like his illustrations are always fantastic. They're always spot on. They're hilarious.
Please either get him for a Thursday guest alone, or if you want to just bring him in for a Tuesdays with Tory, it's up to you.
Oh no,
Whatever
he's
you think is
worthy of a
best.
Thursday, like on his own for sure. So
Whatever
I'll
you
talk
think is
to him.
best.
Yeah, I'll talk to him tomorrow and see if he'd be down to do that since he's in podcast mode after
That'd
doing
be fun.
that, maybe. But yeah, he'd be a fascinating guest because you guys could talk comedy, and yeah, he's a good dude.
That's awesome. Speaking of, let's see, Thursday show. Thursday this week coming up is sort of up in the air. We have been trying to book, and we have booked as long as the schedule works out. 996 Road Trip. His real name is Brock, but 996 Road Trip is the handle.
Cool.
And I should have had that dialed up here. Do you follow this account?
I do not, but I will have to
Really
change
dig it.
that.
I think you'd really dig it. And I'm going to pull it up here now and show it to you. This guy, here we go. This guy is all over the place
Oh, that's cool.
in his 996
Oh, I love
that
the
he like
little
overlands with. He's got
thing on
rally
top.
lights
That's
on it.
really cool.
And
oh, that's neat.
it's not just looks. I mean, they camp out. I say they. I believe it's two of them, but they camp out everywhere, and it's
Oh,
really,
that's really
really
cool.
impressive stuff.
That's neat. Oh, I love it.
So anyway, he's in town. Oh, that looks like Seen Through Glass. That's Seen Through Glass's car. I've got that same picture with yellow car. You remember Sam from Seen Through Glass?
Sure do.
Anyway, so we're trying to put this together, but he is supposed to be doing something, I think, at the PEC at the same time and whatever. We're trying to put it together. We will do
Okay,
something
cool.
with him. I just don't know if it's going to be recorded at a different time or if we'll be live on Thursdays at 5 like we want to be, like we usually are.
Cool.
I just don't know exactly what's happening with that. I do want to say, remind everybody that if you are out and about and you see somebody who isn't wearing a mask, and they should be, you could say to them if you wanted to, hey man, need a mask? ShopHunziker.com. That's where we got ours, Hunziker.com.
They're super comfy. I
Someone
love
could
those
say
things.
that.
Yeah.
You know what?
I don't
What else
even-
I've noticed is that you can talk through them rather well.
Yeah.
I somehow I'm able to enunciate better through this than the paper ones where your lips get caught on the flaps and everything.
Oh, it's the worst. Yeah, and if you have stubble or anything on those blue ones, oh, it's awful.
The noise that makes is awful.
Oh, it's all scratchy, and no, these things are like,
Sounds like static in your headphones.
yeah. The Hunziker masks are like pajama material. They're awesome.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if he can make some PJ pants for me out of those. That'd be cool.
Yeah, with a flap for Tory. He needs a flap.
Yeah.
PJ pants with a flap. Some buttons. Oh, buddy, are we good? Did we do it? We've done the time. We're over.
Good, man.
Did we hit all this stuff? I feel
think
like I
so,
caught
yeah.
up with you.
Yeah.
I miss you. I miss seeing you in person, though. I hope that you come out here soon to do this in person and to be on the Smoking Tire and whatever else.
That'd be cool.
You know, there's
We'll have
still
to make
that
happen.
Ford versus Ferrari Cars and Canyon thing.
Yes.
October,
That's
I
supposedly
think.
still gonna happen. So we'll see.
That one's happening.
Yeah. So we'll
The
see.
people
what happens
involved,
with
I don't foresee not allowing it to. I think it's gonna. I
Oh,
think
yeah,
they've
no,
done
they'll-
the things and put it in the place, etc., where
Yeah.
it can't be, shouldn't have to be shut down. Is what I should
Yes.
be saying.
that. Yeah.
Anything can
Exactly.
be shut down.
Right.
I think they're in compliance, is what I should say.
I think so. I don't. So did that? Did the Lions Air thing just not happen then? I guess because I saw that Zwart shipped his 906 back. So
I saw that they were changing things over, so I don't know what happened there.
Oh, that's too bad because that was a kick-ass collection of Porsches, man. What a bummer that they just
Maybe it's still
had to
there.
Let that go.
You know, it's possible that Zwart just needed his car or something. Like, who knows?
Well, no, because my buddy he has his long tail. Home.
Oh,
He's
so they
had it
did
back
send him all
home.
back.
So I'm guessing they must have just sent everybody packing, which is a shame.
Can we talk on the way out here? But just big shout out to Mr. Jeff Swart and our friends over at Road Scholars, who will have run the Pikes Peak hill
Yeah,
climb
by next Tuesday.
By
Yeah,
the
it's
time
this
we
weekend.
do this
Yeah.
show again. They've been preparing for the last
Yep.
2 weeks. They've been out there running the 935, owned by I guess the Ingram Collection, but sponsored by Road Scholars. And Jeff Swart is the man on that hill. I mean, I don't want to jinx him or anything, but holy heck. If there's a guy to do it, it's that guy. And I know
That
that, I'm
guy
pulling
and that
for him.
car.
We have a lot of friends
Yeah.
out there running that thing too. So I mean, I don't want to slight anybody else, but Pulling for you, Just
Yeah.
Sword.
Good luck to him, man. That'll be cool. And it's cool that I shout out to the Ingram collection for, you know, having the balls to, basically like race this car. I mean,
Yeah.
I can't imagine that many of those are going to be raced in an official capacity like that, or I mean, most of them are going to be squirreled away,
I
packed
think
in
some of
cotton
them may be
balls.
raced, but I can't. I mean, prepping it for Pikes Peak is as committed as you can get.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's a
No,
setup.
that's cool.
That's a setup for that.
Yeah, that's neat. I think that's really cool.
So shout out to those guys. We love you. We love you.
Yep.
And then of course you can check out. I don't think they have a new episode this week though, but in general you can check out the old episodes of Fresh Brewed and Air Cooled with
Yep.
Cam Ingram and our buddy Ray Schaefer. And
Yeah, check
speaking
out that
of Ray
Marco
Schaefer-
Holzer. Yeah, the Marco Holzer episode was really good. I really enjoyed that one. That was cool. Kind of seeing the progression from karting to Porsche Works drivers. Fascinating journey. So
Again, so much of that stuff is over my head that I was looking more at the humanity of it all, and they knocked it out of the park. The one I
Yeah.
did take in a lot was the previous one, Bill Warner, the week before.
yeah, Bill Warner was good.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I learned a
That
lot
was
from
fantastic.
that one. That was super cool.
Yeah.
If not already, please consider following Ray Schaefer for your backstage pass to all things Porsche, brand heritage, and travel-related material. That's Ray.Schaefer, SHAFFER. And I think that's it. We good, buddy?
I think we're good. Yeah.
All right. I love you.
Love you too, man.
Thanks for being here. To everyone at
Wouldn't
home,
want to be anywhere else in the world right now, Jay.
Pittsburgh on Groundhog Day, and every Tuesday this little computer turns on, and we get to have a little chat here with our friend at home.
We do. It talks me off the ledge, man.
Oh, gosh. Well, let's see. Until next time, this is Jay Ryan reminding you that all that separates men and boys is the coverage for their toys. St. Clair Insurance, coverage for your toys. Go to coverageforyourtoys.com. We love you at home. Please love one another. Mrs. Ryan is on assignment. I forgot to say that before, but Tory and I love you. Please love one another. I am getting more optimistic about what's going on out there. It's getting crazier the more I deal with it, but somehow I'm building a future in my brain that's going to work out. And I suggest you try doing the same thing because it's helping my outlook. So maybe I'm deluding myself. Maybe I'm going to help make this place better. I don't know, but we're all in it together. So that's what I believe. Love you,
Agreed.
buddy. Love you at home. See you next time.
Love you, man.